rage, stay in your lane, turn the page, but something woke up deep inside, a stronger voice, a wilder ride. I've paid my dues, I know my worth, I've fallen down, I've had rebirth. Now I'm standing in my truth, not chasing time, I'm choosing me. I've got wisdom in my bones, fire in my soul. This isn't the ending, this is the moment I take control. Life gets better after 40, clearer vision, brighter glow. I'm not fading, I'm ascending. This is the best I've ever known. Stronger, bolder, unapologetic. I'm just getting started, don't you see? 40's forward, this is my time. The future's finally looking like me.
Why you're always cold after 40 and why your body is actually asking for help. It is winter in North America. In fact, I'm recording this right during the middle of a snowstorm that is hitting states from Texas all the way up to Maine. And before we get into today's topic, I want you to pause for just a second and notice your body. Not the temperature in the room, not the thermostat, not what your partner insists is perfectly comfortable. Your body. Tune into your body. Are your hands cold right now? Your feet? Your nose? Are you wearing socks indoors while someone else is barefoot and saying, it's not that cold? If so, welcome. You are not alone. Welcome to 40s Forward, the podcast where we stop blaming age for the things that actually have explanations. I'm Dr. Betsy Greenleaf, triple board certified physician and expert in menopause, andropause, sexual wellness, and aging. And today we're talking about something that almost everyone over 40 notices, but almost no one really understands: feeling cold. Not the I like sweaters type of cold. I'm talking about cold hands, cold feet, cold all the time, cold even when everyone else seems fine. And usually when people mention it, they do it casually, almost joking. I'm just always cold now. I guess I'm just getting old. This must be a menopause thing. And then they move on. But inside, there's often a quieter thought. This doesn't feel normal. And you're right, because here's the truth. I want to start with feeling cold all the time is not a personality trait. It's not weakness, and it's not just aging. It's physiology, and it's your body communicating with you. So listen. Cold is not a temperature problem. It's an energy problem. Here's something that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Cold intolerance has very little to do with how cold it actually is outside. Heat is not automatic. Your body has to create heat. Heat is a byproduct of metabolism. That means to stay warm, your body needs adequate fuel, functional hormones, healthy muscle tissue, efficient circulation, working mitochondria. So when someone says, I'm always cold, what they're really saying is, my body is struggling to produce or distribute energy. This is why two people can sit in the very same room under the same blanket and have totally different experiences. One is sweating and the other is shivering. This is kind of what happens in my household all the time. Same environment, different physiology. And after 40, physiology changes, whether anyone explains it to you or not. So remember when cold didn't stop you? So let's rewind for a moment. Think back to when you were a kid. Snow days. Not just walking to the bus stop, I mean hours outside. Your gloves were wet, your boots leaked, your jacket was absolutely not designed for the weather, and yet you stayed out. Your hands were numb, your cheeks were burned, your nose was running, but you did not care. Cold did not stop you. And in the summer, you jumped into a freezing lake or pool without even thinking about it. None of this easing in, no toe dipping, not like feet first, then ankles, then calves, and then running out of the pool. No inner dialogue. You just jumped. Now, fast forward to adulthood. Someone opens a door in January and you say, "Can you close that?" You're layered, you're wrapped in blankets, and you're negotiating the thermostat like it's a legal contract. And somewhere along the way, you started thinking, I used to be tougher than this. You didn't get weaker, your body got more conservative with its energy. Feeling cold is your body conserving resources. Your body has one main job: survival. And if it senses that resources are limited, calories, sleep, hormones, recovery, it shifts into conservation mode. Conservation mode looks like feeling cold, fatigue, brain fog, slower digestion, weight gain. Cold is not random. Cold is your body saying, I don't feel safe spending energy right now. And after 40, many people unknowingly live in this mode for years, not because they're unhealthy, but because they're busy, stressed, undereating, overexercising, and undersleeping. Cold is often one of the earliest signs. Most people who are cold are actually underfueled. This part is uncomfortable, but important. Many people who feel cold after 40 are, quote, eating clean, skipping meals, intermittent fasting aggressively, drinking coffee instead of breakfast, exercising hard, proud of their discipline, and their body is freezing. Calories are not just about weight, calories are fuel. Protein is not optional. Let's say that one more time. Protein is not optional. Fat is not evil. If your body doesn't have enough fuel, it will not waste energy keeping you warm. That's not broken. That's intelligent design. So let's look at the deep science around these different hormones. Thyroid, your internal thermostat. So let's slow down right now and talk about this thyroid. Your thyroid hormone controls your basal metabolic rate, your heat production, your cellular energy output. When thyroid activity is low, your body conserves energy. And conservation feels like cold intolerance, fatigue, weight gain, brain fog. And here's the nuance most people miss. You can have normal thyroid labs and still have poor thyroid activity at the tissue level. Why? Because thyroid hormone must be produced, it must be converted, it has to enter the cell, it has to be used by the mitochondria, and stress, inflammation, undereating, poor sleep can block this process. Also, labs are just a snapshot in time where symptoms are the full movie. And there's limitations in what our labs can pick up. And even then with thyroid, looking at one thyroid lab like a TSH is not enough. We have to look at the pattern of different levels of TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, in comparison to your T4, T3, and more of an expanded thyroid panel. So mitochondria are your internal furnaces. Now, let's talk the mitochondria because this is huge. Mitochondria are the energy factories inside your cells. They're also the anti-aging factories, so very important. They convert food into usable energy, they generate heat, they power metabolism, and as we age, our mitochondria become less efficient. They often are damaged by stress and inflammation, and they produce less energy per calorie. So if your mitochondria are sluggish, your heat production drops. Cold intolerance is often a mitochondrial signal. This is why sleep matters, nutrition matters, stress management matters, movement matters, And you can't biohack your way around a dysfunctional mitochondria. You have to support them. Muscle is your internal space heater. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It produces heat even when you are sitting still doing nothing at all. So at 40, muscle loss accelerates unless you actively counter it. So less muscle means lower resting metabolism, less heat production, more cold intolerance. This is why endless cardio often makes people colder. You're burning energy, but not building heat producing tissue. Strength training is not optional after 40. I think I heard an echo. Strength training is not optional after 40. It's foundational. Stress can make you cold even if you eat perfectly. Yes, chronic stress changes circulation. Your body prioritizes survival organs like brain, heart, lungs. Hands and feet drop down the priority list. So cold extremities are often a nervous system issue, not a temperature issue. So if you're cold and anxious and wired but tired, your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. But then let's talk about this idea of cold showers and cold plunges. Now, this is something that I have to say, there's great science out there. And not only am I going to have to convince you of this, I'm going to have to convince myself because as somebody with cold intolerance, the last thing I want to do is jump into a cold plunge or turn my shower too cold. But let's have a talk about this. Cold exposure, because this is where people often get confused. Cold exposure is not punishment. It's training. So short, controlled cold exposure can actually improve circulation. It trains blood vessels to constrict and dilate. It improves your mitochondrial efficiency and it increases your metabolic flexibility. So cold showers and cold plunges teach your body how to respond, not make your body panic. So this is completely different from being chronically cold all day. So cold exposure is brief, intentional, and followed by warming. So being cold all day is a sign of imbalance, but yet we can train our body to be more resilient. And there are health benefits to cold exposures. Now, I'm not going to tell you go jump in a tub full of ice cubes and sit there for 30 minutes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you're in the shower at the very end, switch it to cold, even if it's for a couple seconds, and then lengthen that time every day until you're in there for a couple, minutes if being exposed to the cold. In long term, it's going to have better health benefits, especially if you stand with your back to the water. The fat that is in your upper back is called brown fat, and that's more metabolically active. So exposing that area to cold is actually going to help with your metabolism. So let's talk about some myths that don't work, and let's clear this up. Things that do not fix cold intolerance. Wearing 5 sweaters forever. Moving to Florida without fixing metabolism. More cardio. Eating less. Ignoring sleep. And being told that this is just aging. So if layering solved this problem, every Canadian would be unstoppable. So let's talk about what actually works. So what actually helps is eating enough calories, prioritizing protein, strength training, supporting sleep, managing stress, strategic cold exposures, addressing nutrient deficiencies, evaluating your hormones. And we didn't even talk about the sex hormones, but the sex hormones, estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, all have its say in cold tolerance and temperature tolerance. And this is also, all these is not about hacks. It's all about restoring resilience. So if you're feeling cold, this is not a failure. It's feedback. Your body is not betraying you. It's guiding you. So if this conversation gave you language, that's the goal. Language to talk to your practitioner, language to advocate for yourself, and language to stop dismissing these symptoms. And if you're looking for someone who can dive deeper in this, then check out the International Pause Institute at Pause Institute, PAUSE Institute.com. So the next time you're cold, don't shame yourself. Get curious because your body isn't failing you. It's asking for support. So thank you for listening to this segment of 40s Forward. And remember, we're not going downhill, we're leveling up. Make sure you like, follow, share this episode, talk about it with your friends, and come back for more because we'll be continuing the conversation of how to live your best life 40s Forward on 40s Forward with Dr. Betsy Greenleaf.
Hey, Dr. Betsy, you keep saying we need quality protein products and good vitamins. But where do we actually get them? That's a great question. And I'm really glad you asked because where you buy supplements matters just as much as what you buy. Let me start by saying this clearly. I always recommend skipping the Amazon cart when it comes to supplements. Amazon is convenient, but it is not regulated like a pharmacy. It is very well known in the medical and supplement world that counterfeit products exist on Amazon, especially for popular brands. That includes products that are expired, improperly stored, diluted, or not what the label says they are. As a physician, I cannot confidently recommend supplements when I don't know if what you're receiving is authentic, stable, or safe. Your health is too important for that gamble. This is why I recommend medical-grade supplements whenever possible. Medical grade does not mean magical or trendy. It means the company is held to higher manufacturing standards. Products are third-party tested, ingredients match the label, and dosages are clinically meaningful. Storage and handling are controlled. One of the best places to access medical-grade supplements is FullScript. I recommend FullScript because it's a trusted practitioner platform that carries professional quality brands, and it ships directly to you. You can access it through my link, us.fullscript.com/welcome/IPI. You'll also receive 10% off every order. And I want to be very transparent here. I am not paid by these supplement companies. These recommendations are my true professional opinions based on safety, quality, and clinical experience. When it comes to collagen, my personal favorite is the plain collagen from Vital Proteins. Collagen is not a complete protein, but it's fantastic for skin, hair, nails, joints, and gut lining support. I like the plain version because it's easy to add to smoothies, shakes, or even coffee without altering the flavor. Just remember, collagen should complement your protein intake, not replace it. For whey protein, my go-to is Now brand whey protein. It's widely available, affordable, and has good quality control for a commercially accessible product. If you're looking for ready-to-drink options, Core Elite by Fairlife is a solid choice with high protein content and good taste. If you cannot tolerate whey or prefer a non-dairy option, Owen is a good plant-based alternative. Now, this part is really important. Let me tell you what to look for when choosing a protein product. First, protein content per serving. Aim for 20-30 grams. Second, complete amino acid profile, particularly leucine, which is critical for muscle maintenance. Third, minimal ingredients. Fourth, digestibility. And fifth, quality sourcing and testing. Look for brands that are transparent. From a medical standpoint, adequate protein intake after 40 is essential for maintaining muscle mass, supporting metabolism, and supporting immune function. So if you've been wondering where to actually get quality protein and supplements, now you know. Skip the questionable sources. Choose quality. Use tools that support your body, not confuse it. And remember, supplements should support good nutrition and lifestyle, not replace them. Your body deserves ingredients it can trust.
Life gets better after 40, clearer vision, brighter glow. I'm not fading, I'm ascending. This is the best I've ever known. Stronger, bolder, unapologetic. I'm just getting started, don't you see? 40s forward, this is my time. The future's finally looking like me. We got this is where I rise and shine. 40s forward, full of purpose. I'm stepping into my